Hello, I'm Lily Steiner.
Hello, I'm Lily Steiner with the latest in the sports news.
Hello, I'm Lily Steiner. I'm Lily Steiner, and that's the business news. Today, Demi Moore, Al Pacino, Danny DeVito and Jeff Bridges are all highlighted as we take a look at what you're looking at the movies.
Godzilla is back, knocking over tall buildings with a big resound. But that's only after he kills lots of Americans. That's right. With all the Japan bashing in the United States, in the wake of Japanese takeovers of US landmarks like Rockefeller Center and Columbia Pictures, the Japanese, who emulate us in everything from James Dean to Johnny Rocket, strike out on their own with the 18th Godzilla flick.
You might say it's a close encounter of the first kind. The spaceship Galileo made history today when it rendezvoused, or nearly rendezvoused, with an asteroid. Galileo passed within 1,000 miles of an asteroid called Gaspra, and that alone was cause for celebration. The encounter marked a milestone in space exploration because no man-made object has ever even passed this close to an asteroid. Until now, scientists have been forced to study asteroids through ground-based telescopes. Hot and cold, on again, off again. Now you see them, now you don't. Who are we talking about? You guessed it. Marla Maples and Donald Trump. They're back, and it looks like they're an item again. If you suffer from insomnia and it's already late into the night, better put your credit cards under lock and key. Stain removers you wouldn't give a second chance or glance to in prime time or on the supermarket shelves become mesmerizing at 3 a.m. You watch miracle after stain-removing miracle, powerless to put your finger on the remote control till that all-important 800 number comes up. And that's a good 20 minutes into the commercial. Terrible stuff. One of New York City's most famous landmarks is about to change hands. The Empire State Building will reportedly be sold to J. Peter Grace, chairman of the W.R. Grace Chemical Company. Prudential Insurance owns the 60-year-old 102-story building, which reigned as the world's tallest for 40 years. The Wall Street Journal says the skyscraper will bring Prudential $40 million.
As many dieters know, losing weight only to gain it back later can be a frustrating experience. A new study shows that this yo-yo pattern of dieting may be life-threatening. According to a Yale study, repeated weight fluctuations may double one's risk of heart disease and premature death. Out of 3,000 people studied, those whose weight varied most in a 14-year period had twice the rate of heart disease. A 13-year-old boy has been arrested for shooting his father to death following an argument over a school report card. The argument began when the boy showed his father the report card which had been issued a week earlier. Only one grade, an F in science, was below average. The boy told police that his father gave him a spanking, not for receiving the poor grade, but for hiding the report card. Thank you for your time in viewing my tape. If you'd like to sit back and relax, I've included a few more stories in full. Or if you'd rather just pick up the phone and call me now to arrange to see me in person, go right ahead. I look forward to hearing from you soon. I've always found it strange that baldness is a multi-million-dollar industry. Now, there's no shame in being bald. In fact, I've found that it really does make you more virile. And every bald or balding man I've ever met has had heaps of hair on his chest and back, and that's where it really counts. Guys, if your lady is put off by a balding head, the answer is not to spend hundreds of dollars and hours looking for a miracle cure. The time and money would be far more wisely spent picking out flowers and jewelry for a woman who really appreciates you for the man you are. I'm Lily Steiner, and that's a personal point of view. Sex, justice, or money? What's the real issue in the Clarence Thomas affair? From a public interest standpoint, the hundreds of media hours freely given over to the proceedings are certainly justified. After all, there's something to interest everyone. Sex, explicit and graphic for the pornographically inclined, but couched in suitable terms for family titillation. Justice for the more intellectually stimulated. Questions of right and wrong and the dilemma of who is really telling the truth to ponder. And money. Commercially, did ratings soar? And morally, was taxpayers' money wisely spent? Personally, I found myself cynically wondering. If the Gulf War had broken on the same day, which story would have received more coverage? I'm Lily Steiner. Join me again for a personal perspective. Paul Jennings would need very little introduction to most young Australian readers. Since his first book, Unreal, was published in 1985, he's won the Yabba Awards 3 years in a row, and so has more than proved his ability to capture children's imaginations. The Yabba Awards are pretty important because they're awards that are nominated and voted for by children themselves. Paul has won this award with his books Unreal, Unbelievable, and in 1989, Uncanny and the Cabbage Patch Fib. Paul's stories are fast-paced, clever, and usually have a wonderful twist at the end. Paul, is it great fun being a writer?
It also helps us to realise that the thoughts and ideas expressed during this special week should carry on and continue to bear fruit throughout the entire year. These are only a few examples of how you can join in to celebrate Children's Week in the years to come.